I'm not stressed. I'm sorry. I don't mean to bring the vibes down. It's just, I bet $40,000 that Usher would fall over, and so far he's not. You may have seen Phil Spencer, the CEO of Microsoft Gaming, tweet this on Monday. We're listening and we hear you. We've been planning a business update event for next week where we look forward to sharing more details with you about our vision for the future of Xbox. Stay tuned. What's funny about that tweet is that it's devoid of any context. You're just supposed to know what Phil Spencer has been hearing or listening to. Otherwise, it kind of sounds exciting. Is it even bad news? Who knows? So in case you don't know the context of that tweet, it has been an interesting kind of snowballing. First, there was the Nate the Hate podcast on January 5th. So they're making predictions for 2024. So Nate's co-host, Modern Vintage Gamer, said that a quality game that was in Game of the Year conversation will be ported to other platforms in 2024. And in that actual podcast, it's brought up as a good thing, a positive thing, a smart thing. Because if you broaden the audience for an IP, when its exclusive sequel comes out, more people will be interested in checking out Xbox for that. Then a Reset Era post gets picked up by Insider Gaming, and then that gets addressed by Windows Central. And at this point, everyone is basically presuming that they were talking about Hi-Fi Rush and maybe also Sea of Thieves. Look at this back here. Image credit Windows Central, Bing image creator. Good job on that one, Bing. So then a month later, there were these data mined t-shirts found in Hi-Fi Rush. This first row, these are just neat. But the others seem to tie into digital storefronts. This one is for Xbox. This one's for Steam. This hilarious one is for the Epic Game Store. But most notably, the data miner, Tumblr user Random Katai, found 2 extra shirts. So there's this one, presumably for PlayStation, and this one, presumably for Switch. And then everyone collectively says, huh. On January 29th, most of those shirts were officially confirmed for an anniversary event. So yeah, it's likely that those other 2 missing Switch and PlayStation 5 shirts will be coming imminently. Then the snowball became a snow boulder. Xbox Era published the story. Exclusive. Microsoft plans Starfield launch for PlayStation 5. Subheader: into the PlayStation field. The headline is most of the story, but this part is interesting. As the already existing rumors have suggested, the idea of bringing first-party titles to competing console platforms marks a massive change in strategy for Microsoft. And from what I understand, it's not been without fierce internal debate on this new direction. Releasing Starfield on PlayStation 5 contradicts the original statement around exclusivity made by President of Xbox Sarah Bond during the Xbox and Bethesda Game Studio Summer Showcase of 2021. And so that was the big kickoff. The rumble before the avalanche. That was the story. Starfield was a big enough title to really grab people and get emotions stirring. And then soon after, The Verge reported that Indiana Jones and the Great Circle may come to PlayStation 5 months after its Xbox release. And then Jeff Grubb on Giant Bomb's Game Mess Morning says that Gears of War is in consideration. Yeah, even Gears. So that flurry of rumors created this apparent turmoil amongst the Xbox fan base, creating headlines like this. Major Xbox influencers pull support over multi-platform rumors. The Church of Xbox is going through its own Armageddon. The Xbox brand faces an inferno. Will something better rise from the ashes? That one is particularly funny because it's written by the executive editor of previews at IGN. So you might expect industry insight, and yet the article is really just kind of about the author. Here's how it starts. I'm currently sitting in a hotel room in Los Angeles, working on my laptop with my back to the window. Behind me, An atmospheric river pours rain down the windows, flooding the streets below. At the same time, in the windows of the laptop in front of me, part of an online gaming community is lighting its torches and picking up its pitchforks, ready to burn the Xbox brand. So he goes on to say that personally, the rumors of Hi-Fi Rush and Sea of Thieves going multi-platform didn't really bother him. The implication there being that this new stuff really does. As for Sea of Thieves, well, that's a 6-year-old game, live service or not. It's hard for me to get too worked up about that one. But these latest rumors, if proven true, have the power to shake the very foundations of the Xbox brand. I hope you understand now how serious this is. The brand is in a constant defensive state. It's been this way since 2013, and it makes Microsoft look weak, honestly. Sony and Nintendo aren't like this, but anytime Xbox takes a step forward, there's seemingly a rake on the ground that smacks it in the face and causes it to stumble backwards. And it's always self-inflicted! Xbox, quit stepping on rakes. So when Phil Spencer says that he is listening and hearing, it's likely he's referring to a lot of negativity he's seeing on the internet. Look, a lot of things could happen at the business event next week, but no matter what happens, regardless of the announcements, we all know for sure Xbox will be in trouble. And I know how to fix it. Here are 3 quick fixes to fix Xbox. At this point in time, I think we can all agree it's never been more true. Xbox will never win. But let's talk about Xbox, the box, the console. At this point, who gives a shit? Okay, because Xbox is not a box. Xbox is a platform. So what if Call of Duty isn't on Game Pass? It's still part of Xbox, fundamentally. So if you think about it, every PlayStation 5 that is sold is really just an instrument for Xbox to make more money. Don't you see? The war is over. Xbox fix number 1. Become a strong brand that IGN editors can be proud of. New slogan. Newsflash, fanboys. We can't lose. So I was looking at my bag of Doritos that I opened from the bottom by accident, and I was looking at hey, Starfield is on this thing. And then I was just remarking on how Starfield really just plopped last year. So going back to that Xbox era article, I thought this part was really funny. Starfield released back in August of 2023 to fairly positive reception, despite the narrative that now exists online, and was the biggest Bethesda game launch of all time, surpassing 6 million players within a week of release. So it's Starfield is an absolute, undeniable success, and yet I don't feel like it achieved anything close to what it was expected to. And I know this is crazy, but I feel like that feeling is validated by how flat the Doritos bag comes off, which was actually a whole Doritos and Mountain Dew and Rockstar energy drink promotion. Also, apparently the offer ended December 29th, which I guess just means I got an old bag. But look at these Doritos. We got a Vampire Hunter from Redfall, Doom Guy, Car from Forza, Starfield, Travis Kelce, and a Sea of Thieves pirate. I don't know, maybe this image excites you. I don't know. I think it's interesting to contrast that with something that also happened last year. Mountain Dew was celebrating the 10-year anniversary of its Halo 3 collaboration with a line of merchandise. Yeah, the very idea of there being nostalgia for a commercial crossover should be obscene. They should give those away for free. They should pay you to wear them. However, I kind of get it. It's remember a time when it felt like Xbox was making the best possible video games you could make? Buy the shirt. I don't think these evoke the same feelings. You know what hurts is Banjo-Kazooie would have popped on one of these. Xbox, my advice is simple. Make yourself more Doritos-y. And I realize it sounds like we're in total joke territory here, but know that I am 80% serious about this. If you're a big gaming publisher and you're hearing pitches for what your next AAA project should be, what you should spend your tens or maybe hundreds of millions of dollars on, I feel like your thought should be, the first question you ask the presenter should be, how does this look on a Doritos bag? How does this look in a YouTube thumbnail? How does this look in one of those collages we make about the Xbox family? And I realize it can't apply to everything. I realize that, like a fucked up bloody Ellie doesn't work on a Mountain Dew bottle. Well, I'm talking to Xbox here. Xbox, forget about that stuff. That's not you. Play to your strengths. Xbox fix number 2. New franchise. Dust Munch. Dust Munch is modern, instantly recognizable, appeals to all 4 quadrants, and looks stunning on a Doritos bag. And finally, Xbox fix number 3. Live forever. Do you know why those influencers are upset? Here's how a neutral critic would explain it. In short, consumers have shown Microsoft loyalty, but it now feels like perhaps it's not being reciprocated. Xbox, listen to us like you're a human with ears. All we are asking is that you can reciprocate our loyalty by living forever. Never stop. Keep releasing an Xbox game console with hot new exclusives until the day I pass away. It is my life goal to run up my gamer score until my very last breath. Never stop making Xboxes. It's the least you can do for what I have done for you. And that's delayed input for this week. Programming note, this is technically the end of a season of delayed input, meaning no more puffy vests. However, there might be a new video next week, depending on how big of a deal Phil Spencer's business event is. And also, there might be a Nintendo Direct. If that might be a big deal, we'll see. So the typical in-betweener video might come sooner than usual. Who knows? But guaranteed for next week, I will be doing a 12-hour marathon of Pokemon Emerald with my adult Pokemon friend Dan for 12 hours for the Trevor Project. That'll be on twitch.tv/Kyle Bossman on Saturday, February 17th. I think that's all the details. Until next time, thanks for watching. Let me show you a frightening trailer. This was released to promote Disney's $1.5 billion investment into Epic, but mostly to announce a Disney and Fortnite crossover experience. And we were talking about trailer endings last week. Here's how this thing ends. Play, watch, create, shop. Coming soonish. I like seeing this kind of thing because the goal of this trailer is not to generate excitement for people who may eventually play this game. It's to generate excitement in investors. And that's why the last thing was shop. So the one scene in this whole thing that isn't a clip from a movie or a pre-existing Fortnite trailer is this one climactic shot. And what I find hilarious about this is that there doesn't seem to be a fun video game anywhere here. The concept appears to be imagine exploring brands. And then here's how the press release describes it. Players, gamers, and fans will be able to create their own stories and experiences, express their fandom in a distinctly Disney way, and share content with each other in ways that they love. You said that's coming soonish? I don't think so. I don't think you have any idea what this game is.